most unique Australian 50-cent coins in
The most valuable 5 euro-cent coins value in market.
First up, the 1981 Australian 50-cent coin is one of the most popular and sought-after coins among collectors, particularly in extremely fine condition. This coin is made of cupro nickel, measuring 31.51 millimeters in diameter and weighing 15.55 grams. It features the classic Australian coat of arms on the reverse side, which includes the kangaroo and emu, the national animals, and the shield with symbols of the 6 Australian states. The obverse side bears the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, which is standard on Australian coinage from this period. What makes the 1981 issue particularly interesting is that it was part of a low mintage year for the 50-cent denomination, making coins in high-grade conditions increasingly valuable to collectors. Coins in extremely fine condition show very light wear on the highest points of the design, with all details sharp and clear, and the coin retaining almost all of its original luster. In terms of value, a 1981 Australian 50-cent coin in extremely fine condition typically sells for around $8,000 USD, depending on factors like eye appeal, market demand, and the quality of preservation. Collectors often look for coins that have clean surfaces, without scratches, dings, or corrosion, as these qualities can significantly impact the price. These coins can be found at coin shows, auctions, or reputable online marketplaces, and they are a staple in Australian decimal coin collections. The 1981 50-cent coin is not only a piece of currency, but also a part of Australia's modern numismatic history, representing the transitional period when decimal coinage had fully replaced the old system. Its design, history, and relatively low mintage make it a highly desirable addition for both beginner and experienced collectors, and it continues to attract interest due to its affordability compared to rarer dates and higher denominations. For anyone looking to expand their collection or invest in collectible coins, securing a 1981 Australian 50-cent in extremely fine condition is a practical choice, as it combines historical significance with accessibility, ensuring that it remains a valuable and appealing coin for years to come.
Next up, the 2002 Australian 50-cent coin is a popular collectible among numismatists, especially in very fine condition, where the coin shows light to moderate wear but retains most of its design details and overall appeal. This particular coin is part of Australia's decimal currency series and is notable for its distinctive dodecagon shape, which immediately sets it apart from standard round coins. Minted in cupro nickel, it weighs approximately 15.55 grams and has a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, giving it a substantial and satisfying feel in hand. The obverse features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which remains crisp even in very fine examples, with minor flattening on the high points, such as the crown and hair detail. The reverse showcases the iconic Australian coat of arms, including the kangaroo and emu supporting the shield, a design that reflects Australia's national identity and heritage. In very fine condition, the finer details of the coat of arms are still visible, with only slight smoothing on the raised elements. Collectors value the 2002 50-cent coin not only for its historical and aesthetic significance, but also for its relatively low mintage, which makes it more sought after in higher grades. While circulated coins in lower grades are common, very fine examples command attention because they demonstrate careful handling over the years, showing wear only on the highest relief areas while maintaining most of the original design integrity. This makes the coin an excellent candidate for display or inclusion in a graded collection. In terms of market value, a 2002 Australian 50-cent coin in very fine condition typically ranges between $6 to $8 USD, depending on demand and eye appeal, though exceptionally well-preserved pieces may achieve slightly higher prices in private sales or at auctions. Collectors often look for coins with minimal scratches, no discoloration, and clear strike details, as these factors can significantly affect value. These coins are widely available through coin dealers, online marketplaces, and auction houses, and they remain a popular choice for both novice collectors starting their first set and experienced numismatists seeking to complete their collections. The 2002 50-cent coin is also significant because it reflects the era's minting techniques, combining durability with intricate designs that have stood the test of time. Many collectors appreciate the coin not just for its monetary value, but for its historical context, representing a period in Australian coinage when precision and artistry were highly emphasized. Adding a 2002 50-cent coin in very fine condition to a collection provides a tangible connection to Australia's monetary history, offering both visual appeal and historical significance that continues to attract collectors worldwide.
Next up, the 2008 Australian 50-cent coin is a fascinating piece for both collectors and casual enthusiasts alike. This coin, part of Australia's circulating currency, is notable for its distinctive dodecagon shape, which sets it apart from many other coins in the world. Composed of cupro nickel, the 50-cent coin has a weight of 15.55 grams and a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, giving it a substantial and satisfying feel in the hand. Even in good condition, the coin maintains much of its original luster and sharpness of design, making it appealing to collectors who focus on circulated coins that still retain their character and historical value. The obverse of the coin features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This effigy has been used on Australian coinage since 1999 and presents the Queen in a dignified, realistic style. Despite the coin being in good condition, details of the crown, hair, and facial features are still visible, though there may be some wear from circulation that softens the finer lines. The reverse side displays the Australian coat of arms, featuring the kangaroo and emu supporting the shield, along with the 7-pointed Commonwealth star in the surrounding wreath. The design symbolizes Australia's heritage and national pride, and even with light wear, the overall elements remain recognizable and aesthetically pleasing. The 2008 50-cent coin is part of a series that has seen various commemorative issues over the years, although this particular coin is a standard issue. In good condition, it holds value not just as legal tender, but also as a collectible item, particularly for those seeking to complete a set of modern Australian coins. Collectors often seek coins in higher grades for significant premiums, but good condition coins like this one still provide accessibility and are an important step for beginners building their collections. When considering the market value, a 2008 Australian 50-cent coin in good condition typically sells for a modest premium above its face value, often ranging from around 56 cents US dollars, depending on the buyer and demand. While it may not be as rare or expensive as some older or commemorative Australian coins, its value is enhanced by its collectible appeal, quality of design, and the enduring popularity of the 50-cent coin among collectors worldwide. Next up, the Australia 50 cents coin, featuring Queen Elizabeth II's fourth portrait, issued between 1901 and 2001, is a remarkable piece for collectors, particularly in very fine condition. This coin was released as part of the Federation series, commemorating the centenary of Australia's Federation in 1901, and it highlights the nation's historical and cultural heritage. The obverse features the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was designed to reflect her mature image during the later years of her reign, capturing intricate facial details and the elegance of the royal diadem. The reverse typically displays a design celebrating Australia's federation, with motifs representing the unity of its states and the progress of the nation over a century. A very fine coin is defined as having moderate wear, where the main features are clear but show slight smoothing on the highest points. On this coin, the details of the Queen's hair and crown remain sharp, and the design elements of the reverse are well preserved, making it attractive to both collectors and investors. Very fine coins strike a balance between affordability and aesthetic appeal, providing a more attainable option compared to higher-grade examples, while still maintaining most of the original design clarity. Coins in this grade are highly sought after for completing Federation and commemorative coin collections, as they represent a tangible connection to Australia's early years as a nation. The market value of a 1901 to 2001 Australia 50 cents coin in very fine condition varies depending on factors such as rarity, minting year, and demand among collectors. On average, these coins can range from 480,000 USD, though certain issues, particularly limited mintage years or those with unique variations, can fetch higher prices. Collectors often pay close attention to the coin's luster, absence of corrosion, and overall eye appeal, all of which influence the final sale price. Coins with exceptional toning or historical significance may achieve premiums at auctions or specialized numismatic sales. Owning this coin is more than just a financial investment, it is also a piece of Australian history. The Federation series coins symbolize national pride and unity, marking a century since the establishment of the Commonwealth of Australia. Many collectors value these coins for their artistic detail, historical significance, and as part of broader numismatic collections, which may include other commemorative coins celebrating Australia's milestones. For anyone interested in Australian coins, this 50 cents piece represents both a collectible and a tangible link to the country's past, offering insight into its design, culture, and national identity over a remarkable century. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a newcomer to numismatics, the 1901 to 2001 Australia 50 cents coin in very fine condition is a highly desirable addition, balancing historic importance, aesthetic beauty, and market value, making it a must-have for anyone interested in commemorative coins and Australia's rich coinage history.
The 2007 5 cent coin. At first glance, it appears to be nothing more than small pocket change, worth just 5 cents, passed from hand to hand without any attention. But many collectors today are starting to look more carefully at everyday coins, wondering whether certain dates, countries, or conditions might make an ordinary piece of copper-plated steel worth more than its face value. So the big question is, what is the real value of a 2007 5-cent coin in fine condition on today's market, especially when converted into US dollars? The truth is that most 5-cent euro coins from 2007 are still quite common. Millions were struck across several Eurozone countries, which means the majority of these coins remain easily available in circulation. Because of this, most of them do not command high prices. However, collectors do look at certain specific factors that can slightly increase a coin's value. One of the most important is condition. Even though fine condition is decent, it still means the coin shows light wear from circulation. Fine coins may have small scratches, minor smoothing, or a bit of dullness. Collectors typically pay a premium only for coins in uncirculated or nearly uncirculated condition, where the coin's original shine and crisp details are still present. Another factor that influences value is the country that issued the coin. Each Eurozone country uses the same reverse design, but the obverse, the national side, varies. Some countries mint far fewer coins than others, and collectors sometimes seek.
Next up, the 1999 5-cent coin. This coin is especially meaningful because 1999 was the very first year the euro currency was introduced for non-cash use. And even though euro coins only entered circulation in 2002, many member countries had already prepared their coin designs and mintages ahead of time. Because of this early date, collectors are always curious about whether a 1999 coin could be worth more than its simple 5-cent face value. So today we're going to explore its story, its condition, and what a realistic value looks like on the current market, especially when the coin shows normal wear and some scratches. A 1999 5-cent coin is part of the very first generation of euro coinage. What makes this year interesting is that it marks the beginning of the euro era, a major change in European monetary history.
Some collectors feel a special connection to this early date because it represents the transition from national currencies to a unified system. Although these coins weren't physically used until 2002, the 1999 year still remains an important milestone for the euro. However, even though this date feels special in a historical sense, the majority of 1999 5-cent coins are not rare. Several countries minted large quantities in preparation for the euro rollout. Because millions of these pieces exist, most of them remain easy to find today. When a coin is common, the thing that matters most is condition, and in this case, the coin is described as good condition with some scratches. A coin in good condition still shows clear details and readable features, but the scratches and circulation wear reduce collector demand. It does not compare to an uncirculated example, which holds far more value due to its sharp lines and original luster. Collectors often pay premium prices only for coins in top-grade conditions. With that in mind, what is the real market value for a 1999 5-cent coin today? In most cases, a circulated coin with some scratches will sell for very modest amounts. Realistically, it may be valued at around its face value, perhaps dollars above that or up to thousands of dollars to the right collector who simply needs the date or country for their collection. The fact that it is from the first year of euro minting can help its appeal slightly, but scratches and wear limit its potential price. Online listings sometimes show high asking prices, especially for early-date euro coins, but these numbers are usually optimistic and rarely reflect actual completed sales. Collectors are careful, and most want strong condition before paying higher amounts. Still, the 1999 5-cent coin remains a meaningful piece for people who enjoy collecting euro currency. Even with scratches, it represents an important moment in European history. If you own one, it's worth keeping as part of a starter collection or as a curiosity from the early days of the euro. Though its financial value is low, usually under $1, its historical value and personal collecting interest can be much higher.
Next up, the 2005 5-euro-cent coin. At first glance, it seems completely ordinary. A simple copper-plated steel coin that has been in circulation across Europe for 2 decades. Millions of people have handled these coins without ever considering that some dates and mintings may carry slightly more collector interest than others. But once you start looking at coins from a collector's point of view, small details begin to matter. And even a simple 5-cent piece raises the question, how much is it really worth in today's market? The 2005 5-cent coin is part of the early generation euro coinage, which makes it slightly more interesting to collectors who focus on the early years of the common currency. However, despite being nearly 20 years old, the 2005 mintage is still generally considered common. Many Eurozone countries produced large quantities of 5-cent coins during that period, meaning examples from 2005 are still widely available. For collectors, rarity is one of the biggest drivers of value, and unfortunately for this particular year, rarity is not a strong factor. Condition plays a major role as well, and in this case, the coin is described as being in very fine condition with some scratches. Very fine means the coin shows noticeable but moderate wear, with most major details still visible and only some smoothing on the higher points of the design. This is better than average circulation wear, but it is still far from uncirculated. The presence of scratches does lower desirability slightly, since collectors often prefer pieces that show minimal marks and surfaces that look as original as possible. Scratches are among the most common reasons a coin's value stays close to face value. Different Eurozone countries issued their own national sides of the coin, and some nations had smaller mintages than others. For certain countries, a 2005 5-cent coin can attract a little more interest, especially if the nation struck fewer coins that year. But even then, the added value tends to be modest, particularly when the coin is not in high-grade condition. A very fine coin with scratches will usually not command a premium unless a collector specifically needs that exact country and year to complete a set. When looking at real-world market value, most 2005 5-cent coins in very fine condition are worth close to their original 5 cents. Some may sell for a bit more, perhaps $250 in specific cases, but these are exceptions rather than the rule. Online listings might show higher asking prices, but actual sold prices usually reflect modest demand, especially when a coin shows normal signs of use. Collectors typically reserve higher spending for coins that are uncirculated, error strikes, or from extremely low mintage nations. Even if the monetary value isn't high, owning a 2005 5-cent coin in very fine condition is still interesting from a collector's perspective. It represents the early years of the euro, carries the history of its issuing country, and helps complete yearly sets for beginners and dedicated collectors alike. Coins like this remind us that value isn't always measured in money. Sometimes it's found in the small stories and connections these tiny metal pieces carry through time.